Today is not only Rohit's birthday, but is also Gandhiji's anniversary. Gandhiji lived his life, as all of you know, searching for what he called his truth, searching for his understanding of the world. And he lived like that. He fought for that all his life. And eventually he was killed by the very forces that did not want him to say what his truth was aloud. It is exactly the same thing that has been done to Rohit. See, first you have to understand what is Rohit and what is it, why is it that we are standing here. Because you may say Rohit was an individual, Rohit was a youngster in college. But if you go into the heart of it, Rohit was an Indian youngster who was looking for his truth, looking to try and understand where he fits into this world, into this universe, and looking to understand if he could do something to improve this universe, this world. Every single Indian, regardless of who he is, what community he comes from, whether he's a male or a female, whether he's young, old, handicapped, whatever, has that right. Nobody has the right to take away your right to search for the truth. What is the search for the truth called? Well, a different way of saying search for the truth, it is called freedom. And what has happened here is exactly what was done to Gandhiji. This young man, bright young man, was looking to understand his world. And forces that did not want him to speak aloud about what he saw, who did not want him to express the truth that he saw in this institution, put so much pressure on him that he was forced to kill himself. Now Rohit is not alone. Rohit is there in every single institution in this country. He's not only in this place. And let me also add, Rohit is also not from only one community. Rohit is from different religions. Rohit is from different communities. Rohit might be some woman, some female student who is facing a different type of oppression. So I have come here. I have come to this institution, but my message is bigger than this institution. My message is to every single student in this country. When you let what has happened to Rohit happen in this country, it will happen to you one day, no matter who you are. You will one day find that the very same people who crushed Rohit will be blocking your path to freedom, to progress. It doesn't matter who you are. It might happen in a university. It might happen in a job. It might happen in the IS. But it will happen. And that is why I'm standing here. Because every single student in this country must realize that the most powerful thing you have is not what some organization tells you, or what some person tells you, or what some books tell you. It is what you believe, what comes from inside you, what you see. And that is what has made this country great so far. We have a very long way to go. And there are many deficiencies. And there is a lot of work to be done. But my main opposition to Mr. Narendra Modi and to the RSS is that they are trying to crush the spirit of Indian students, of Indian youngsters by imposing one idea from on top. Please speak about your idea. Talk about your idea. Put your idea in the marketplace of ideas. And then if all these students accept your idea, I am fine with it. But do not force your idea on these students. Give them the dignity and the respect. Give them the dignity and the respect. Give them their intelligence. These are not stupid youngsters. They are not foolish people. They have more than enough understanding of the world, and they do not need anybody, including me, to tell them what to do. That is the spirit with which I came here. Now, I spent a day here with you, and I must say I have learned quite a number of things. Number of you said to me again and again that the issue here is not just one student. The issue here is that in Indian universities and colleges, there is massive amount of discrimination to many, many different types of people. There is discrimination to Dalits, there is discrimination to tribals, there is discrimination to women, there is discrimination based on religion, there is discrimination between upper castes. And what you have said to me, and it is a very powerful idea, that it is time for India to have a law that targets this discrimination on our universities. And here I would give a suggestion to the Prime Minister, with all respect, without any animosity, with respect. Narendra Modi ji, if you want India to progress, you have to unleash the power of all these students. If they are feeling discriminated in their universities, in their colleges, you will not be able to unleash the power of these students. So in order to advance this country, in order to make this country powerful, in order to make this country what it should become, study this proposition. Look into the possibilities of passing a law that targets discrimination in our universities. Because if you do not look into the possibilities of making a law, then I can tell you, by what I have heard over here, the students will look into that possibility. Finally, I'd like to conclude with a little story that I found very interesting. Many times when people analyze politics, business, economy, they separate these things into different sections. You know, this is economy, this is social progress, this is discrimination, and they make these boundaries. Some time back, I was sitting on a flight, and next to me was a Japanese gentleman. And we started talking. And I asked him, "What do you do?" And he said, "Oh, Mr. Gandhi, I work in the automobile industry." So I said, "Tell me, where did you work?" "I worked in the Maruti factory." And I said, "Oh, you know, I'm quite interested about innovation. Tell me, what is the difference between a Japanese factory and an Indian factory? Why is it that there is tremendous amounts of innovation taking place in a Japanese factory, and that same amount of innovation is not taking place in the Indian factory?" You know what he told me? What do you think he told me? He said, "There is the caste system in the Indian factory, Mr. Gandhi. How can information flow? How can information flow when my manager thinks my worker is from a different caste? Information only flows when these hierarchies are removed." Why I told you that story? There is a link, Mr. Narendra Modi, between what is going on in this university, between this discrimination and the idea of Make in India, and the idea of Connect in India, and the idea of Startup India. These are not separate ideas, they are the same idea. If you have an India where discrimination is taking place, where people are being crushed because of where they come from, who they are, what religion they come from, you will never ever be able to build a modern economy. It is a fantasy. So again, respectfully I tell the Prime Minister, this country is made up of Indian people. It is not made up of non-Indian people. There are only Indians here. They might wear different clothes. They might have different religions. They might come from different communities. They might come from different states. But nobody over here is anti-national. So when you take that poor boy and you call him anti-national, you're not only doing a disservice to him, you're doing a disservice to me and everybody over here. Because all of us, you might not believe this, but all of us want to build this country, all of us want to make this country strong. Every single one of us, regardless of which religion they come from, regardless of which caste, which community, where they come from. We all Indians, we do not like this division that is being created, and we are interested in making this country progress. I want to thank all of you very much for coming here. It's been very, very enlightening experience for me. I have seen close hand the power of Indian students. I have seen close hand the intelligence of Indian students. I must tell you, I spoke to the boys here who are on the hunger strike, and I've been to many, many institutions in this country. I've been to the IITs, I've been everywhere. They are absolutely exceptional A-class minds. And I think all of you are the same. So someone sent me a quote of Gandhiji which I have on my phone, which I will read to you. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. I cannot teach you violence, as I do not myself believe in it. I can only teach you not to bow your heads before anyone, even at the cost of your own life. I bow to that boy who did not bow his head, even when he was faced with the power of the government of India. Thank you very much. Imam.